welcome back to my channel. So I have discovered that I've accumulated a lot of carrots in the fridge and I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I'm going to be using it tonight, a farro salad with roasted carrot, and that will be dressed in an herb and preserved lemon vinaigrette. So for those of you who don't know what farro is, it is a grain. It looks similar to like a rice or a barley, and I'm just gonna cook the whole thing because it'll be easier for me. I have a pot of water on the stove that I've started to bring to a boil, and I'm gonna treat it like I would pasta and just boil it until al dente, take it off of the heat, and incorporate it with my other ingredients. So this should take about as long as the carrots to roast in the oven, and I'll show you how I prepare that. But the one thing that you wanna do, you wanna rinse the grain, and this one happens to be from an Italian deli. So the back will not tell you how to cook it. It will give you a suggested recipe, and you know, that's not helpful to me. So I normally just cook it and I'll taste it. When it comes to the consistency that I like, then I will drain it. So the other ingredients that I'm going to use, I have 4 good-sized carrots. I'm going to be using extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper. In the jar are my preserved lemons, and I have not used them yet, but I did taste it and I was pleasantly surprised. It is a mellower version of a lemon, not as sour, a little salty, and I haven't decided yet if I'm just going to use the rind or the pulp as well. I'm going to think about it and, you know, decide in the next minute or so. And then my herbs, I've got a lot of parsley and a lot of mint, and this will just kind of give it a really nice fresh flavor. For my farro, I do want to rinse this really well. Much like quinoa, it just has like this outer layer that probably not so nice, and it is a grain that I would recommend rinsing off before boiling it. So I would say chop your carrots like so, just in bite-sized pieces, and you're going to toss this on a cookie sheet along with some regular olive oil, salt, and pepper. So to this, I'm going to add a drizzle of olive oil. And I'm just using regular olive oil for this one. I ended up cutting an additional carrot, but you can do what you want, as much or as little as you'd like, just because I have a pound of farro that I'm cooking. So then some salt and some pepper, and I'm gonna pop this in the oven. And then I've gone ahead and dropped my farro in the boiling water. Just going to stir this around and kind of check on it every so often. So now I'm going to chop up my herbs. I'm going to start with my parsley. For the mint, I do want to pull it off of the stem because the stem is a bit woody, so you don't really want to eat that. But the leaves are quite nice, and these happen to be organic. They're from someone's yard, so they basically grow like weeds. If you know someone who has mint, become their friend, because you know you can actually do a lot with it. At this point, it should be really nice and fragrant on your cutting board right now. Of course, you're going to smell the mint. The parsley, not so much, but it does have really good flavor as well. And you're going to use Italian flat leaf parsley. So to my mixing cup, I have olive oil, salt, and pepper. I'm going to use preserved lemon. If you don't have this, don't worry. You can just use juice from a regular lemon, but I did this like, I don't know, a couple months ago, so it turned out really good. And the reason that I did it is because I knew someone with a tree, and there's too many lemons. And actually, these are Meyer lemon. So I'm just going to use the skin for this, and I'm going to dice it up. And the lemon I'll put in my olive oil. Now, there's no acid that I'm putting in at this point, but I'm going to be adding some Prosecco vinegar, or you can use champagne vinegar. If you don't have either, you can do white wine vinegar. So I did maybe about 1 full lemon peel, and this is kind of a chunky dressing right now. I'm gonna add some lemon juice, and then the rest I'll do the Prosecco wine vinegar. And then this I'll mix, and I will taste it. Some people like a more acidic dressing, some people like a more oilier dressing. I want to make a bit though, because this I'm going to add to the farro and the carrot when they're warm. So it'll end up absorbing the flavors from this. If you're wondering what is preserved lemon, it is lemon and salt. So what you end up doing, you put some salt in the bottle of a jar, and then you quarter a lemon almost all the way through, and you fill it with salt, and you just keep like packing it down and packing it down. Some of the juices start to release, and then you end up covering it with some extra lemon juice, and you let this ferment in your fridge for about 6 weeks. That's how long it's supposed to take to be ready, but it's been in there longer. I haven't, had a chance to use it. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Okay, so now to my bowl. I've cooked and drained my faro. I want to go ahead and add this, and it's still steaming. I also want to get my carrot out of the oven. And then I've got my carrots out of the oven, and as you can see, they shrank quite a bit. And I have some chicken cooking in the background, so if you hear sizzling, that's what that is. I'm gonna pour all the dressing and then top it with all the herbs. And then I'm just gonna mix this all together. And I'm gonna give it a taste just to see if it needs anything else. The dressing is already absorbing. I don't even see any on the bottom, which is fine, which means that the faro is actually getting the flavor of the lemon and the olive oil. You can smell the mint because it's just so fragrant, especially when heat hits it. I'm actually going to add a little bit more ground pepper. And a bit more fresh lemon. This is good. And then I'll just let this sit so the flavors can all marry together. So this is dinner tonight. I just decided to pair the faro and carrot with plain old chicken breast that I did with olive oil, salt, pepper, and some sliced garlic. And this is pretty much a complete meal here. And I've also decided to have some wine tonight as well. But this is a way that I am utilizing some excess carrots in the fridge. Again, you can increase the amount if you'd like. I will have some additional carrot recipes coming up just because I don't know what else to do with them. So just to let you know, because you're using fresh mint, it will have a tendency to discolor when paired with hot food. so it'll turn like a really dark green, almost black. But if you wanted to wait until your carrots and your farro was cool and assemble it, you can. But I did it because I wanted to absorb the dressing. The other thing you can do is just omit the mint until just before serving. This is also a vegan, vegetarian friendly, obviously not with the chicken on the side, but if you wanted to include some other protein source, this is really good for potlucks, summer barbecues. You know, you could do this in advance and kind of let it hang out, and it would only get better. If you don't have preserved lemons, don't worry, you can just do it with fresh lemon juice. Thank you so much for watching. I will have a detailed recipe down below, so please be sure to check that out. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time.